Running is most potent not only when done with a purpose, but also when the athlete remembers the shrewd rule of 1 foot after the other. On May 25th in Lake Wales, hundreds of runners will descend on the meandering landscape of Bok Tower Gardens to attempt to do just that, for the sake of trophies, but more importantly, for local youth who are in the midst of crises. The second annual Carillon Classic 5K Run and Walk is being put on by the local chapter of the Florida Public Relations Association and will benefit the FPRA as well as the George W. Harris Jr. Runaway and Youth Crisis Shelter in Bartow. Last year's event brought in more than $3,100 for charity, but looking to improve its pace the second time around the course, this year's event is adding a team competition is open to students and adults of all ages. To get to the heart of what matters most about the Carillon Classic 5K Run and Walk, we are pleased to have with us here today Marybeth Soderstrom, the Community Outreach Coordinator at Polk Works and co-chair of the 5K. And we also have with us today John Kazaklis, the Safe Place Coordinator for the George W. Harris Jr. Youth Shelter. And we also have with us Amy Wiggins, the Vice President Communications at Lakeland Area Chamber of Commerce.
That's right. Hi, RJ.
So how you guys all doing today? We got a few weeks to the race. You getting excited?
We are getting very excited.
Definitely.
I think Amy's probably the most excited.
Well, that's true. I mean, people who are watching, before they click the remote and say, I'm going to go check out some Sports Center highlights, daytime soap, this run really is for everybody. There's a blog out there to prove it, and this lady here, Amy, I hear you like bacon, and you do have an affinity for being on the couch.
You've been reading the blog. I'm really
That's right.
impressed. That's good. Yeah.
It's a riveting story. Why don't you share with our audience?
That is completely fictional. It is not riveting at all. It's been a fun journey, though. I'm doing the Couch to 5K, which is a process that's designed for people who aren't runners to learn how to run a 5K. And so I've been doing it for a little while, getting a little better each week, and it's super easy, and it's been really fun. I didn't think it'd be fun because, like you said, I love bacon.
Do you have something at the end where you're going to reward yourself with a trip to your favorite breakfast place the morning after the run? I mean, how do you stay motivated?
I really hadn't thought about that. That my motivation really has been the shelter and knowing why I'm doing this, because I would be the last person in Polk County who you would think would want to get up and run a 5K or even walk a 5K for that matter. But it's been really rewarding to know that I'm bringing some attention to the George Harris Youth Shelter, because it's an element of our community that a lot of people don't want to pay attention to or don't recognize. And so that's when Marybeth suggested that this would be a fun idea, I kind of laughed at her a little bit, but the more I thought about it, the more it really kind of just struck me as something that was really important, not only for our chapter to take on, but for me to take on personally.
Absolutely. And John, if you just want to share with our audience a little bit about what the George W. Harris Shelter does, because like she said, some people don't like to run, so they don't run. Some people don't know what resources are out there or what needs are out there, so they don't really pay much attention. So if you just want to share with us a little bit about what you do there and also just how it benefits the youth of Polk County.
Yeah, definitely. The George Harris Youth Shelter, basically, in a nutshell, is a home away from home for youth that don't have a place to go. We get a variety of youth that are homeless, runaway, locked out, kicked out. They're having problems in school with truancy, having problems at home getting along with mom and dad. We get DCF clients that are in state custody, and even kids that are on the cusp of being delinquents. So it's basically, it's designed to be a preventative program where we give the kids structure, support, and a community where they don't have any. So it's for kids ages 10 to 17.
Right, and how long has it been established? Because I know that it's named in the honor of the late George W. Harris, who was the Citrus and Chemical Bank president for a long time, very involved in the community. I guess kind of what's the history of the organization?
Well, it opened where we are now, at our current location, opened in 2007. Mr. George Harris, he actually, gave funds for the creation and the construction of the building that we're at now. Before then, it was located in Cornerstone since about 1994 in Mulberry. That was the name of the shelter, the Cornerstone Youth Shelter. But we've been in Bartow in this community since 2007, and we've been thankful for all the funds and support that we've gotten from the Harris family.
Well, absolutely. I mean, what is the funding from something like this do to kind of provide a punch in the arm for you guys, or to give you guys just the reiteration that the community is behind you? I guess what do you do with this type of funding?
Well, I mean, we just try and I mean, there's constant, either maintenance. We do activities with the kids. And I mean, it's a home we have to upkeep for the kids too. Not just a place for them to sleep and eat, but we try and do activities with the kids on the weekends, outings, because even though they're not at a home per se, we try and build as much normalcy for them there and make it comfortable for them there so that they can be comfortable. So.
You said you've been there about 2.5 years, correct?
Yes, 2.5 years.
What's touched you most about being able to work with some youth who really are in need of mentors and also just stability in their lives?
Well, working there and working with other people that have a heart and passion for troubled youth. I think a lot of times we come into the place thinking, oh, I'm there to help and impact these kids, when a lot of times they impact you. They change a lot in you because a lot of these kids have nothing and they have nobody, but they have the spirit in them where they have just a drive to succeed no matter what's going on in their life. So definitely being around kids that have that type of drive and energy is just awesome.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're thankful to have organizations like the shelter out there. And Marybeth, just talk about the partnership that you guys have been able to obviously have and that's thriving now with the shelter as it's the second annual event, and kind of how it all came to be the 5K run.
It was really lucky to have some members of our committee last year when we started planning the race for the first time that were really involved with the shelter, and they just brought up what a great asset it was to our community, and so we were happy to help. And again, this year, we have everything from the kids coming to the race to help volunteer, and this year we're really excited. We're going to have some artwork along the trail that they've actually provided. We have kids from the shelter who run the race as well, and we have some great committee members for the 5K committee that help plan, help find the food and get the donations and do everything that we need to do to have a successful event, and it's all really a partnership.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's interesting because you call it a partnership, and that's what they're doing at the shelter with these teens, giving them that help they need. Talk about this year, you're taking that to a new level with the team competition at the event.
Absolutely. So if you've been in Lakeland or Polk County for a long time, you might remember the Corporate Cup. And so that's an element of a race where teams got together from different agencies, organizations, businesses, and they competed as a team in a race. And so we really wanted to bring that team element to the Carillon Classic. So this year we're going to have the teams, and we will give awards to the first, second, and third place team, as well as a special judges award for creativity. So take that however you want to take that.
So you're looking for like special shirts, maybe?
We're looking for whatever you want to bring.
Okay.
And so we are really excited to add that team element in. And essentially your team can be as big as you like, and then we'll just take the top 4 scores from your team. One person of your team does have to be a female, and one person can be over the age of 65.
Have you told the Lakeland Chamber of Commerce team time, maybe? I mean, so that you have someone to help you with your mission?
I haven't, but I probably should. It's funny because we're at a conference that weekend, so I'm having to come back early to run. So I don't know if I can convince everybody to do that. But
well, you're obviously already registered for the event, kind of obviously with what you're doing. How do other people get registered and find out more about the event?
It's very easy. FPRAPolk.org is the Florida Public Relations Association here, their website in Polk County, and there's everything from online registration, or you can print out a form and mail it. Same on the website. We have the map of the trail, so you can actually see where you're going to be running in Bok Tower Gardens. It's a little bit different than a lot of 5Ks because we are running on the road, through graveled paths, through mulch, and along the Carillon as the Carillon plays. So it's
all the elements are
all of the elements of Bok Tower are there. There are some hills, there are some valleys.
And you said there were some people who are already saying, hey, I'd like to kind of get in there a few times beforehand, right?
Absolutely, yeah. People want to practice the course. So this year we made sure that we had a map available so that you can see what you're getting into before you get there.
Right. How much does it cost for registration for this year's event?
Registration for adults is $25 if you're able to register before May 3rd. After May 3rd, it goes up to $30, but we'll take registrations all the way through until the week before the event, and then we'll also register on site.
Okay. And you guys are early risers that day, right? Because what time does the gun go off?
We are. The gun will go off at 7:30, and registration will begin at 6:30.
Okay. And also, a big part of it is sponsorships. Do you want to talk a little bit about some of the sponsors you have, and also how, if people are listening, they can give you a call and continue to add to the pool?
Absolutely. So everything that we get through sponsorship dollars or through donations in kind all help us increase our profit, so we can then increase our donation to the shelter. So we have some great sponsors this year. Florida's Natural has donated some juice so that they won't fall out by the time they get done with the race. And then we also have sponsors including Simcoe Construction, Heartland for Children, Watson Clinic, ACT Environmental, the Mosaic Company, and Foskim Supply. So we're super excited about all of our partners in this, and we just, we ask you to come out and enjoy the race. Even if you don't want to run or you're not so sure, you can actually just come to Bok Tower, and as long as you come in with us that morning, so if you arrive between 6:30 and 6:15, then you'll be able to enjoy the park for free that day.
Wow, that's you should have some big fanfare then.
Absolutely, and Amy's going to need all the cheering on that she can get.
That's
so come to the finish line and help us cheer.
Well, that's right, John. You said when we were off camera that you ran. What is some advice you got for her in this first big race of her career?
I should write this down.
You can mentally write it down. Just keep it simple, and it's your first 5K. Just enjoy it. I mean, especially since at Bok Tower. Hopefully it's the first of many, but just enjoy it and have a good time. Enjoy the scenery and just, don't rush.
At least I'm not doing something nutty like a mud run. My first one out.
Ooh, I want to do one.
Do you?
Yes, that looks
well,
awesome.
Maybe you guys can expand and have, during the spring, summer, you can have this. During the fall, maybe a tough water.
Expand
some sort. Maybe we'll see you guys
That's
again.
an idea.
I'm not helping with that one.
She passes.
Y'all are on your own.
So as you can see today, it takes all kinds to help all types of people. And we're very excited that you can go get registered and be a part of this event. If you want to go online and get registered, you can go to www.fprapolk.org, or you can send in your registration via mail. You can also contact Mary. What's the best way to get a hold of you?
You can just give me a phone call at 863-508-1600.
All right, great. And then if someone wants more information about the George Harris Shelter, who should they give a call or where can they go?
They could just definitely give us a call at 863-595-0220 and at yfainc.org. That's our website.
All right, wonderful. Well, we wish you the best of luck in your first run. I know there'll be cameras out there from different places, so we expect to be going on your blog on the FPRA site to check out how the results are.
It'll be on our blog. It'll also be on the Carillon Classic Facebook page. If you've got some Facebook interests, you can check us out there.
So it's all over the web. You can do it digitally, you can do it through mail, or give them a call. So May 25th at Bok Tower Gardens. We hope that you look to being involved in the 5K Carillon Classic. Thanks, guys, for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate it.